Okay. Good evening, everyone. This is Sat Amrit and Jiwan Singh for our Sangat Social. This is our evening special edition. And tonight we're talking about finding a lifestyle that works for you and why this lifestyle is what is best for us. So, Jiwan.
Yeah, that's a great topic. First, let me say, before I begin, that do all your research before you commit to something, because unless you commit totally, and by total commitment I mean the discipline that comes with it and the delivery of what's expected, then you won't get what you need out of it. So do all your analyzing, do all your judgmenting, do all your doubting, do all of that nonsense before you commit. And then once you commit to something, my advice is stick to it. And that's because if it's a true process, then many times along the process you'll be challenged to the point of saying, no, this can't be right, no, this isn't who I am, no, this isn't what I want, no, this isn't what I need, no, 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 no. And at that time, your obedience has to kick in so that in spite of all your no's, you continue the process through being the obedient student. So before you commit, be sure of what you want to commit to, and then do it. Now, that being said, the next thing you want to do is to understand that once you're committed, if you don't believe that your religion is the best, why bother? Find one that's the best. It doesn't make any sense that you have choices these days, that if you're Catholic and you find holes there, or Jewish, or Islam, or Sikh, or whatever, and something else is more appealing to you because of your nature, your DNA, your karma, your habits, whatever, what works for you, then you can move over there. And if you can commit to that totally and understand you feel that's the best one for you, that's the one to do. Now, all that being said, the next question is, why do we do this? And the answer is because we feel it's the best, naturally. And why do we feel it's the best? And that is because we have a secret weapon. And I'll prove to you that it's the best because of our secret weapon, and here's how I'll do it. Our secret weapon is called Kundalini Yoga, a very powerful form of yoga that works very quickly on the soul and on the body and on the psyche. And the beauty of having the best is that it'll work on any form that's real, and we just happen to have it. But if you don't believe that what we have is real, then take the Kundalini Yoga and do it for your Judaism or your Christianity, your Islam, your Hindu, whatever. And if you do that, I promise you, you will elevate yourself into that lifestyle very quickly. And that's because our secret weapon is a weapon that works anywhere. And that's a valid reason for believing that we have the best. The second reason we believe that we have the best from a religious point of view, not just a yogic point of view, is that we have a book, which we call the Siddhi Guru Granth Sahib, but it's not really a book in our lifestyle. It's a living guru. It's like there were, it is that there were 10 gurus, and then the book was established as the 11th guru, as the living guru. It has the words of the guru exactly as the gurus had spoken them, and that becomes the teachings and the chantings of Sikhism. And the beauty of that is that it contains writings of saints of other religions, of Hinduism, of Islam, of people of Islam, of Sufism, of people of no religion, but carried with them that elevation of consciousness that channels all religions and overcomes the rhetoric and the ritual that bind each one to its own structure. And in doing so, when I started to study, I said to myself, a religion that concludes all of these people of other religions and other saints is either so insecure that it needs their help, or so secure that it's not intimidated by any of them. So I studied it further, and I found out that it becomes the latter, that just like we'd love for Kundalini Yoga to be part of Judaism, as much as it is of Sikh Dharma, that we like the truth, whatever form and wherever it comes from, whatever religion it is, it's the same as ours. I was talking to a Christian minister the other day who was saying to me, well, we have to believe that Christ is the best. I said, well, I have no problem with that. Well, he said, we have to believe that Christ is the way. I said, I have no problem with that. Christ was righteousness. That's the way. Well, we have to believe that you can't come to Christ come to God unless you come to Christ. I said, okay. Now we're down to it. I said, doesn't Christ believe in compassion? Of course, that's what he is. Well, doesn't he believe in mercy? Doesn't he believe in devotion? Doesn't he believe in tolerance? Doesn't he believe in discipline? Doesn't he believe in? And with everyone, the minister nodded his head in acknowledgement. I said, well, then what difference is there in our religion? You mean the ritual that goes involved? And so he had to agree that is the essence, the difference of it. And in Sikh religion, if you have a writing or a saying, or you become a spokesperson for compassion or for tolerance or for understanding, I'm a devotee. I'm with you. So the point is that Sikhism contains that tolerance, and Kundalini Yoga contains that elevation, because if you practice it, you elevate yourself very quickly. That made this lifestyle, although totally different than where I came from. If I weren't going to live a sham, if I wanted to find and live the truth, have the opportunity to live the truth, then I needed to commit to this lifestyle, and that's why we're Sikhs. And yogis, Kundalini Yogi.
There's a good question from Cynthia Fadia.
Okay.
She wants to know the relationship between Kundalini Yoga and Sikhism.
That's a good question, and the answer is the relationship is they dovetail one another. Kundalini Yoga elevates your spirit and your consciousness so that the teachings of the Guru become real. When the Guru talks about chanting the name of God in order to show your devotion and gain his favor, that's yoga. When the Guru says, show compassion in everything you do, that's the nims and yams of yoga, of Ashtanga Yoga, Kundalini Yoga. And I can go on and on and on. So basically, Kundalini Yoga affords you the opportunity of living your teachings to a greater degree. And they work perfectly together with one another. They work separately well. You can find everything you want in Kundalini Yoga. You can find everything you want in Sikh Dharma. But together, they become synergistic and dynamic. That's the relationship.
Mm-hmm. Great. And I think the gist of what we're wanting to communicate during this conversation is that, whether it's Catholicism or Hinduism or you're Jewish, it's finding what works for you and practicing that in its fullest devotion.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. Absolutely.
And what a gift it is, when we do find that path after seeking for so long, when we have that resonance with a certain truth, that's real, and that's for you to continue to serve and experience that sense of fulfillment.
Do this, don't believe that I have the best. I don't want you to believe it. I want you to experience it. Mm-hmm. And that's the difference between the preachers of the Piscean age and the teachers of the Aquarian age. It's not knowing, it's experiencing. Mm-hmm. And so practice the Kundalini Yoga. Do it in conjunction with whatever lifestyle you're living. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And then tell me that we don't have something that we can share with you, and you can share with others, and you can share with yourself, and we'll understand it's a secret weapon that can make you greater by doing something physical.
Mm-hmm. And that's really what the yoga is about, is having that experience of yourself. And which brings you to that point of universality, which is what all of these great teachings tell us, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spoke about love in your last article. And
I left it out. Well, I said devotion, which is love. It's love for God. Love truly is when you love God and He loves you back. But so yes, love. If I talk about love with a Christian or a Jew or any religion, we have no difference in religion. They're all about love. They know about love, or they're not real. And there are some that aren't, but all the great ones are. It's just a matter of how long it takes, time. So what we do is speed the time up. Now it takes commitment, it takes discipline, it takes delivery. I understand that. It takes work, takes time, takes devotion, takes a lot of things. But if you're interested in you can get to San Jose from here by car, by boat even, or by jet plane. We're a jet plane. That's why we're the best. Not because we're any different than anybody else. All we have is love and commitment and all those same things. But we just have a way of allowing ourselves to express it quicker.
It reminds me of that song, Do You Know the Way to San Jose?
Right.
La, la, la,
Dionne Warwick,
la.
right? Dionne Warwick, didn't she sing it? Yeah.
I've heard it,
She
yes.
did, yeah.
All right.
It was written by Hal David and what was his name, the other guy. Anyway, it was from my era, so I know that song very well.
So thank you all for being with us this evening. We'll continue this conversation, and we love to hear from you, your questions, where you're tuning in from, and we will see you again next week.
If you have any questions, ask them. I'll be glad to share what I have with you, what knowledge I've been able to acquire, and what knowledge I may still acquire in between. Talk to you next week.
Have a beautiful evening. Sat Nam.
Sat Nam. Okay?
All right.
It went okay, huh?